Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Marlene Cuellar,
And I'm Gavin Courtney.
and thank you for joining us this morning.
Yep, hopefully you are safe in your homes, in your bed, and you didn't get a little bit of a shower like me this morning on the way to the studio.
Yeah, I don't have to guess too much about the forecast today. It looks like it's going to be rainy.
Yep, that's carrying through from yesterday. And of course, we're going to be getting into our weather update in a little bit.
Yeah.
But of course, like Marlene said, I think we can predict kind of what we've got in store for today.
Yeah.
But of course, there are a lot of things to talk about that everybody's talking about. So one of the biggest items that came out on our newscast last night was a big announcement by the Belize Tourism Board of the Belize International Music and Food Festival, which is going to be headlined by both international and local artists. Of course, one of the biggest international artists that is going to be featured in the festival, which is going to be coming up in July, is the Jamaican Grammy-winning artist Coffee. And of course, she is going to be performing alongside some of our favorite Belizean artists, such as Stig the Artist and Ernestine Carballo. I mean, the list goes on. So there was a big ceremony held yesterday at the Biltmore, and of course, it generated a lot of buzz.
That's right. Definitely excited to see Coffee.
Yep.
And especially here in Belize. I also thought, as I saw the story yesterday, I do hope Calypso Rose gets an invite so she can do the new rendition of Watina. That would
yep.
just be so perfect.
No, absolutely. I saw that last week as well.
Yeah.
But I think that would be great too. I think that the collaboration between local and international artists is something interesting, and I like that it's a new event now that, of course, we are seeing the ease of some COVID restrictions, and the country is more or less open completely. So we're starting to see more events, more festivals, and now the government is of course getting involved by hosting a festival of this size.
Yeah, and I think if there's obviously a lot of concern about how much we spend on it, and the opposition, in fact, sent out a release yesterday talking about the amount of money being spent. The question I think for me at this point is, how do they market it? How does it earn money? Festivals are something across the globe, and even here we've seen things like Lobster Fest take off as a purpose for people to travel or visit. People flock to Trinidad for their carnival. There are all these major events that people typically create their vacation around. I want to go to Belize and I want to see music and I want to hear food. That I want to taste different food. Then I'm going to come for that particular festival. So it is more of a product, but also an opportunity to highlight our musical artists as well.
No, for sure, and you rightly point out the other that it does happen in other countries, and in our region in particular, there are a lot of international festivals. There's jazz festivals. There's reggae, rock festivals that are huge international things. For example, the jazz festivals in Jamaica and St. Lucia are very international. They have international artists. People fly in from all over the world just to attend those events. And we are starting to get the momentum here as well for events like that. So I think it's definitely very positive for Belize. And I also like the food component, which isn't something that you normally see with a festival of this sort of nature. And I think that at the end of the day, if we're highlighting Belizean artists, Belizean food, chefs and different things that we'll be seeing, I think it is going to be a very awesome collaboration, and it should be good to see.
Yeah, so that is on the event calendar so far, and of course we'll be getting more details as that date approaches. And of course, it's timed as well as a part of the slow season. So that's also meant to be, I imagine, a bump for tourism stakeholders, that they'd be able to get some people coming in. Things have definitely been slowing down. I think if you go out to some of the tourist destinations, you see that it's not as packed as it was a few months ago. And that's typical for this time of year. But if they can keep an interest in Belize as a destination year round, that makes a big difference. And it being hosted in San Pedro takes everybody to one of the top destination spots as well.
No, absolutely. I was thinking that as well when I saw the announcement, in that because it is hosted by the Belize Tourism Board,
Yeah.
that it's definitely an event that's garnered to generate tourism, and it being in the #1 tourist hotspot in Belize is definitely part of that. So hopefully it will build an international reputation, because no doubt there's going to be people on the island who who will just be there and will find out that it's going on and head
Well,
over.
I was also thinking, for those people who take those really long vacations, if I'm not, my dates might be off, but it's closely linked to Lobster Fest as
Yes,
well.
I think so, yeah.
So, you can come for the lobster and then stay for the music and other food as well.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I do appreciate the questions that are raised around money. I think anytime we talk about public spending, it is a question that needs to be asked. And I think the response that is necessary is looking at the value that it brings against the cost of it as well. And we'll only be able to see how much interest it generates by being able to do it.
Mm-hmm. And I think that one of the other things that's important, though, is that one thing that I do like is that it's that we're seeing at least the BTB or whether it's government or somebody local putting a big investment into the arts or music like this, which is not normally the case. So I think that for there to be this effort, and you could see that in some of our, if you watched our newscast last night, we did speak to some of the artists, and they were talking about what an opportunity like this does mean for them. So I think that it's a positive direction to see that we're taking things like this more seriously, because not only is it a good event to highlight Belize and tourism, but we're also supporting our artists as well. And also, our chefs and people who are in the food industry.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that. But it's support, and it's creating more sources of revenue for them. And that's because, as we know, we're also coming off the heels of the announcement last week about the amendments to the trade, or the new trade licensing bill, actually. In which artists are now going to be required to pay a fee to get a trade license fee. But I think that it's as the industry itself gets more formal, it also requires the amount of investment as well, so that people can actually make a living from it. So I think that all of this in tandem is a good. We're going in a good direction.
Well, interestingly, at about the same time of the launch, there was the committee meeting on the trade license, the new trade license bill that was held in Belmopan, and the artists showed up to be able to voice their concerns. I think this is such a promising note for us. Very often we get into this this comfort zone where we get online and we complain, we get together with friends and complain, and then we say, oh, well, nothing is going to happen, nobody's going to listen. I think being able to take advantage of using the committee meetings to express and put on record your concerns, and not just going there to say, because there were some solutions that were offered as well, not just by the artists, but by other stakeholders, suggestions as to how there can be adjustments made in the bill itself.
Yes, absolutely, and I think that that's an important part of any legislative process. A bill is introduced, but the consultation with stakeholders is definitely paramount, because there's going to be the ones who are most affected. So, of course, it's an ongoing process, and it's good to see that people are taking into account the views and the concerns of the people who are most affected. And hopefully, by the time, all of these consultations are finished, we're going to see a more comprehensive bill which takes into account all of these concerns and the logistical issues. But like you said, I think we are headed in a good direction, and it's good to see.
Yeah, that's right. And there's quite a bit more buzzing. There was quite a bit of crime to report on from the weekend. I do appreciate that the police department did, in fact, respond to one of the things that we discussed here on the show, which is following the home invasion that took place, where persons impersonating police went into a home and stole from a woman. That they have now let the public know that, in fact, there is an identification card that police officers should carry that has all the requisite details for you to know that they're legitimately a member of the police department. Now, I remember once interviewing Dickie, and Dickie said, who's going to ask for that? Because you have a fear oftentimes if someone comes at you in an aggressive manner. But it still is, it is, and I think it's a valid point. We have seen issues in the past with police brutality or police officers, not feeling like they should be subjected to any question whatsoever from civilians. But knowing that it exists and knowing that you have the right to be able to ask for it, to be sure that the person who wants to enter your home can and should present that information is helpful. He said it is a recently issued identification card, and it even has details down to when they first joined the force. So that's great information for the public to know. The incident over the weekend is extremely concerning because we rely on the police department to keep us safe. And, if people show up to my house looking like police and they say they just need to do something random, a search or something along those lines, and I don't know my rights, I'm going to let them in because they claim to be the police.
No, absolutely, and it's hugely concerning. It's not the first time that we've seen an instance like this. So seeing that there is, an identification card, or in the case of a search, really, they should come with some sort of a warrant, or if they're not sort of either that, or if they're saying that, we have reason to believe that a crime is being committed or something. But even then, there's
so they need a warrant.
Well, in order to search your home, yes, they really should have one.
Unless,
for example, like if they see a crime being committed and they see the person like run into the house or something and they're in pursuit, or if they have reasonable information and they know, if it's a part of an operation. Okay. But even in that case, if it's part of an operation, then they really should have the warrant, because then it means that from beforehand that the department knew that they were going to have to, enter somebody's house or business or whatever it is. Yeah. So, the exception would be if they're in the process of the crime and they're apprehending somebody. Yeah. So you really and truly, you should ask for that. The warrant should be the first thing if somebody wants to come into your house. Yeah. Because you do have protections against arbitrary. Is that the same for your property,
like your car, or?
Well, technically yes. The thing is that it's.
I'm just taking all the.
There's the thing. If you're asking me, if you're asking me in my opinion as an attorney, yes, I would. The Constitution guarantees you against arbitrary search and seizure. Arbitrary deprivation of property. So really and truly, if it is that they want to conduct a search on you, of your person, of your property, if they don't have a warrant, they have to have either a crime is being committed and they're apprehending somebody, or they have a reasonable, keyword reasonable. Yeah. It can't just be, well, I think, a reasonable suspicion that a crime is being committed or about to be committed. Yeah. So with that standard, how it should work is that, because what you're trying to avoid then is just these arbitrary powers of police, especially when you know that there's risks now with people impersonating officers. Yeah. People would want to take advantage of that power, so that's why these safeguards protect, which is why, we're starting with the Constitution, but also with the requirements when it comes to warrants, when it comes to searching property, giving you a pat down, stuff like that. All of that is already taken into account in the law. It's just how we follow it.
Yeah, and coupled on top of that, just the legitimacy of the person who is attempting the search. You should be able to ask, or they should be able to provide that identification, so you know it's a legitimate member of the
Yeah.
Belize Police Department. It's unfortunate, but it is a situation that we have seen before. And so, having our viewers and the Belizean public more aware of what their rights are puts you in a better position if you do come across that situation. But Gavin, we got to get moving into our show for today, and we're going to shift gears into some motivation to get you started with your day. And that means it's time for our eye opener, taken from dailyom.com. It goes like this. Most humans are not born consciously knowing what their purpose is. It must be found through exploration. Most living things belong to a particular soul group and are born knowing their purpose in life. An animal will spend its day foraging for food, taking care of itself and its young, and creating a home. No one tells an animal to do this, yet it instinctively knows how. Humans, for the most part, are not born consciously knowing what their purpose is. Purpose gives our life meaning. When you discover your purpose, you can live your life with intention and make choices that serve your objective for why you are here on the planet. Finding your purpose is not always easy. You must embrace life wholeheartedly, explore many different pathways, and allow yourself to grow. Your purpose is as unique as you are and will evolve as you move through life. You don't need anyone's permission to fulfill your purpose, and no one can tell you what that purpose is. Finding and fulfilling your purpose can be a lifelong endeavor. Make a list of activities that you wish you were involved in, or think about a career path that you would love to embark upon. These are the endeavors that can help you fulfill your purpose and bring you the most satisfaction. Live your life with purpose, and you will feel significant and capable because every action you take and every choice you make will have meaning to it.
That's a great eye-opener. And of course, it's one that I agree with. I think the difficulty, as they speak about, is really finding what that is. And it does take exploration. One of the interesting things is that I find is that, if you take chances, or if you have an open mind, you can often find your purpose that sort of way. Just like by trying new experiences, you may be able to find something which you didn't even realize was your purpose. Or if you do or for example, if you find, let's say, at least the area that you're interested in, oftentimes you don't end up where you think you're going to be, or things don't play out how you imagine them. Even if you say, okay, well, I want this job, or I want to work as this, and then you enter the field or the industry, and then you end up in a different way because you find out that maybe your talents or something are more suited to a particular a different path than what you imagined. Yeah. But like the eye opener says, the only way you can find it is through exploration.
Yeah, and I think it's hard, let's be real, because especially if you're looking at purpose in terms of the career that you're pursuing. Mm-hmm. But I do want to say that it's not a fixed thing.
True.
Sometimes you have a hobby that you pursue, or community work that you do on the side that is really your purpose. You kind of have the job that takes care of the necessities, but you really find your passion in some of the other things that you invest yourself in. And I think that for me is the lesson here, that you can just go ahead and try. Mm-hmm. It's so unfortunate that we get fixed into positions where we think this is what I want to do with the rest of my life, while you change as a person as time goes by, and so does the things that will fuel your passion. Yeah,
absolutely. And I do like that you said that it's not tied to work necessarily, that it's not what you're doing for the rest of your life. Lots of people do that. They may have a day job and then they devote themselves completely to something else, and that's fine. Yeah. And it could even be your family, taking care of your family in some way or form, or spending time with your children, or or being that person in your extended family who, keeps everyone together. Who knows? But I mean, there's several different ways that you can find it, but you have to go out and try.
That's right. And so that is our eye opener for this morning. And shifting from motivation to finding out about our weather. It's looking pretty bleak out there. And Catherine Cumberbatch is going to give us the details. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marlene and Gavin. Good morning.
How are you today?
I am doing great. Just enjoying the wet weather.
I,
Beautiful weather.
it is lovely. And I don't normally say that about rain, but it feels great. But tell
Yes.
us, what are we expecting today?
Okay, Marlene and Garvey, we have a moist east to southeasterly airflow prevailing, and that will be giving us mostly cloudy skies both today and tonight, and the showers that we experience that will continue to the rest of the morning, with embedded with periods of rain, and you could get a possible and isolated thunderstorms. And as I said, that will continue for much of the morning, and then these activities will move to inland and northern areas this afternoon, and then we develop again along the southern. We develop along the coast tonight and tomorrow morning again. But we expect that most of the activities tonight and tomorrow will occur mainly along the southern coastal areas. But for this morning, showers with periods of rain will continue to affect mainly the central and southern coastal areas of the country. And afternoon, it moves inland and over northern areas. As I said again, the winds is coming out of the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots. Sea state would be moderate. And for high temperatures, it's not going to be hot, very cool. 85 along the coast, 88 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 80 over the mountains. And tonight, temperatures will drop to 80 along the coast, 74 inland, and 65 in the higher elevation. And the outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for cloudy spells with a few showers developing mainly along southern coastal areas and isolated elsewhere. That is basically what we have for you all, guys.
And how about the sargassum?
Oh, we expect that these sargassum mats will continue to affect the entire coast of Belize during the next coming days.
Oh, wow.
And in the fire forecast, because we're having moist conditions, the risk for forest and bushfires will remain low for the next 24 hours.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that update.
Okay, you're welcome, guys.
You have a great
Stay
day.
safe.
All right. Bye.
Yep, so there you have it.
Yeah.
More moist and unstable conditions.
Our meteorology 101 has paid off.
No, absolutely.
It's cloudy out and it's going to be rainy. All right, so that's our weather update for today. We are expecting more showers, and of course, it starts off along the coast and south this morning and then moves inland and north this afternoon. And with that, we got to get moving into our show for today.
Yep.
And starting off,
Yeah, we've got lots of great conversations lined up. For our first topic, we are going to be speaking with the members of the Belize Coast Guard who took part in that very brave rescue mission that we were all speaking about when it came out in the news yesterday, and of course it happened over the weekend. So we're going to be speaking with those officers in our first segment for this morning.
that's right. We're going to get a recount of what happened and how they managed to rescue the three men who were hanging on to the reef for dear life, but also a great opportunity for us to know more about being safe on the seas. The second part of the show, you know, we all love to hate to do it. When we have to go into the traffic department for renewals, whether it's for driver's license or licensing your car, we're going to have representatives of the traffic department telling us about how you can do it online. And guess what? You don't have to wait until the end of the month with the expiration date.
Yep.
So that's going to be the second part of the show.
And our third conversation, we are going to be speaking with representatives from the University of Belize, and they're going to be talking all about their mini fair, which is coming up. We're going to be learning all about that from some students, and that's going to be our third and final conversation before we wrap things up. And I talk to you about some trending topics because it is Tuesday.
That's right. So that's what we have in store for you, but we do have a birthday shout out before we get into that break. And today we are saying a happy birthday to Suzette Zaiden. Suzette, we hope you have a great day today from all of us here at Channel 5, and open your eyes.
All right. And with that, we are going to be taking a very short break. And when we come back, we are going to be talking with representatives from the Belize Coast Guard. So please stay tuned, and we'll be back after the break.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the split the bill button where he selects the evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
My name is Wilmer De La Rosa from Santa Elena Town. I am currently a student at Cayo, set for employment training. Enrolled in the electrical installation program. In late July 2021, I got a confirmation that I was a successful applicant and would be granted a scholarship from Social Security Board. It was one of the proudest moments for me. I felt very excited to start this new path in my life. So far on my journey as a Social Security Board scholar, my vocational technical scholarship has assisted me in achieving my life goals in so many ways. For one, it has renewed sense of purpose, another chance at professional development, and a start at a new career. This opportunity has paved the way for me to excel in life as an individual and as a member of society. Great things are coming after I graduate from SET. I can promise you that. Applying for a vocational technical scholarship through the Social Security Board is simple and easy. I would advise young people in need to apply. It is possible to create a fulfilling and fruitful life with a Social Security scholarship. Believe in yourself and your abilities and skills. I always say the key is to always keep an open mind and let your determination be your motivation.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
And we'll be back in a few, so stay tuned. Thanks, Jen. Hey there, we know you have to head out to work shortly, but don't forget that you can stay tuned by watching us on our Facebook live stream. Find us at Open Your Eyes BC, and you can continue watching there. You can also download Facebook Watch on your streaming device, and you can watch at your own convenience.
And for all the behind-the-scenes fun, follow us on Instagram at OYE Belize. So,
find us
and follow us
today.
We're back, and we're moving into our first conversation for this morning. As we said, the reports came out over the weekend about a rescue mission done by the Belize Coast Guard, rescuing 3 men who were stranded at sea after their vessel sank. And this morning, we are getting the details about this brave rescue. We have with us joining us on Zoom from Hunting Key, Commandant Rigoberto Rivas, who is from the Hunting Key Patrol for the Belize Coast Guard. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks. Thanks the good Lord. I'm great.
Yeah. What's the weather like out there?
A little bit rough.
Yeah.
It's been like that for a few days now.
Okay.
So.
So let's just get into this story for a bit. You know, as the reports came out, it was really amazing to hear just how you and your team were able to go out and to locate the missing men. But it's a matter of putting it into perspective. You had no idea what part of the reef they were going to be. Tell us about what happened.
Well, on the 21st of May 2022, SOS signal was declared, no?
Mm-hmm.
And the Belize Coast Guard activated the Hunting Key Patrol immediately,
mm-hmm.
after which we only have like 10 minutes to move. While I was receiving the message, my crew was getting ready, and we get deployed to the coordinates that was sent to us. And while arriving at the safe location, we have to set up a search pattern, like a 1 mile radius from the coordinates. I had a great team, a team of 5 Coast Guard personnel, and they were active and looking around, you know, and we came across what looks like a semi-submerged vessel. What came across my mind at first instinct was that only the vessel, where is the crew? So what we did is we secured the vessel, and we extended the search 5 miles from the main point of contact with the vessel. And at that time, we were in communication with Coast Guard, and they guide us more or less where to look to, you know. And like I said, thanks God, we came across the 3 survivors, 1 Belizean, 1 German, and 1 U.S. national in the area called Third Reef.
Now, you know, this isn't a SOS message that came directly to you guys. So there was a special device that was used that sent a signal to Miami, which then contacted the Coast Guard here. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, the SOS signals works with GPS.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the vessels, they have the device, either when it gets wet, the signal goes to Miami, and then based on the region, then they activate, they call the region Coast Guard, and they activate the crew, no?
Mm-hmm.
In this occasion, one of the guys had a small GPS with an SOS device on it. He activated it, and like you said, from Belize to Miami, Miami to Belize back, and Coast Guard was activated. And we found them. It took like approximately, they were in the water approximately like 4 hours. We provided emergency care immediately after when we rescued them. They were extremely tired. Because, you know, out at the reef, the waves, the day was choppy. And they were tired, so like I said, we provide medical attention to them, and one of them was diabetic, and thanks God we found them, because, you know, the hours of the day were running on us.
And have you ever been involved in a type of search and rescue mission like this? And sort of what can you speak, like, just for our viewers, a little bit of like what the training at the Coast Guard is like to deal with situations like this?
Well, while on training, they teach you a little bit of everything. Search and rescue is one of our main objectives here in the Belize Coast Guard, and is to conduct maritime operations, monitor any illegal activities, and also conduct search and rescue missions in any waterways. In this occasion, we are trained to conduct such things. In my life in the Coast Guard, have been a few situations like this. And, you know, my advice for those people that go underway on the sea, make sure that you have all your equipment up and ready. Your life, for example, make sure your engine is working properly. Your life vests, you have enough life vests for everyone on board. You have fire extinguisher and what's not. But this type of things can happen to anyone out there, you know.
Yeah.
It's the time that we get the message and the time we move that counts and matters for the Coast Guard most. Like I said, once we get the message on time, we will be on time.
How challenging was this rescue operation? Comparing it to the others you've been on before?
This one was very challenging due to the position and location of the coordinates given to myself. It was like 16 nautical miles away from Waikiki. We assessed, myself and my team assessed the situation. When we arrived there, we started the search pattern. But mostly important is the personnel on board. Where were they? Mm-hmm. We had to, from 1 mile, we have to extend the search rescue to 5 nautical miles. Mm-hmm. And if that would have worked, we have extended more. But for us and myself, my team and myself, the personnel was the most important thing at the time. You know, as commander on the grounds, you have to like assess the situation right there and then, and make a decision on how you will do your search and rescue or your search pattern. Like I said, in this area, we had limited time. Night was coming in, so we had to move. Wow. And with that said, we just found them and rescued them, you know, in the area called the Third Reef.
How far away were they from the vessel?
Approximately like 4 nautical miles away from the vessel.
I mean, when you say miles, it sounds like 1, 4, or 5. It sounds like a little, but when you're out on the blue like that, it's hard to see anything.
Yes, it's a distance.
Yeah.
It's a distance. Like I said, they were very exhausted, tired, and you know, when they saw us, like they pick up that extra energy to come to us because they are in the reef and we cannot go all the way there. So two of my guys, they are ready, jump in the water, help them out and everything. And like I said, everything went, praise the good Lord, everything went good, and it could have been worse.
And what was the reason that they, what was the issue with their vessel that caused the accident in the first place?
According to the tour guide, he encountered engine failure. Engine failure. And like I said, the weather condition was not that 100%. It was getting rough. And while having engine failure, the wave just took over and sunk them. And what they did is try to swim away from the vessel and go to the reef, because once you reach the reef, there are parts that you can actually walk on. And that was that they just swim until they get to the reef, according to them, no? But they were away a good ways from the reef. I say like 1 point something nautical miles. And if you start swimming up current and the wind will move you away, so they were tired. And you could have seen them in their eyes and body that they were extremely tired. But like I said, we provide them with the medical care, emergency medical care, and we look after them at the time.
I think that's the part that we all were amazed by. We all felt the gusty winds here on land over the weekend, and I can't imagine hanging on to a reef and the wave action that must be taking place. It was a rough day, right?
Yes, it was very rough. And like I said, night was coming in. Imagine if we couldn't have found them on time. It could have been worse. But thanks God, we found them, and we provide with the emergency care, like I mentioned. And they were safe at last, no?
So tell us about
our main mission is to stay alive at sea.
Tell us about the feeling for you and your crew. You get to the vessel, you find the vessel, you start a 1 mile search, you move to a 5 mile search. I'm sure, how long were you out there searching before you found them?
I'll say approximately a good 1 hour, 45 minutes up to 2 hours literally looking for these persons. It's, for myself and my team, we are very happy that we found them. But at the moment when you reach in the area and you check your coordinates, if you are in the right position, and you find out, yes, you are in the right position, but you are not seeing anything, you start looking, you start conducting your search pattern. And if you conduct your 1 mile search pattern and you cannot, you don't see anything, then you start to think and expanding your search pattern as the time goes by. No? In this occasion, you have to see the wind and current. And based on that, you just concentrate in one area and make sure that everything, you do it to a T. And like I said, my team and myself were more worried about the personnel, that we knew they were somewhere and we need to find them as quickly as possible. And we managed to find them at Third Reef area, and that was it. Like you can see in the pictures there,
Tell us about the other crew members that you had, the other members of your team.
Oh, well, my crew, they were ready. They were ready for, the Coast Guard is always ready. The Coast Guard and my team was ready to move and do what is necessary to save life.
But who all? So we can shout them out this morning. What are their names?
Say again, ma'am?
Who else you had with us so we can shout them out this morning?
Okay, it was myself, Officer Rivas, and my two IC, Officer second class, Edward Lawrence, SN Posadas, and SN Chan M, and my engineer, that is Chavez.
Yeah.
That was the 5 crew personnel on board that vessel.
And do you have any advice or tips for people who, if they're going out on the sea and they do experience some sort of issue, like if they're in an emergency situation?
Well, my advice for those that would like to have a dear phone at sea, make sure that you inform someone where you're going, where you will be, and make sure that your equipment is up and running, and you do not encounter engine failure as we speak, no? And make sure that you have everything together. Make sure your engine is working, fire extinguishers on board, water, food, and life vest is the most important thing. Whilst on the way, you must have on your life vest.
Did they have life vests with them, do you know, in the vessel?
They had in the vessel, but not on their position. Maybe they panicked. I have no idea, but maybe they panicked. Yeah. They have none when we rescue them. Yeah. And you know, you as professionals, myself, I couldn't like bring down the hammer on them. At the time was to save life at sea and make sure that they were okay. At the end of the day, when they were already secure and everything, then I spoke with the tour guide, and I informed him that I would like to know certain stuff, and he described it to me and everything, how everything gone, and but
yeah,
the Coast Guard is here to save life at sea, so
yeah,
my team is proud and of what we do, and I know that's the job of the Coast Guard.
And you know, I think that's why this people are so interested in the story, because anybody who's been out at sea, one, knows that trying to find anything in the blue is extremely difficult. You spent almost 2 hours searching for these men. You had no idea what direction they were in. You knew it was a rough day. You knew they'd been in water for a while, and you knew that night was coming and that the search would only get more challenging. So you were racing against time. Tell me the moment when you saw them, when you finally spotted them, what that felt like for you.
It is a big relief. A big relief for myself, my team, and for their families, because I believe they informed their families about their situation.
Yeah.
My team was very happy when at first they said, "Chief, we spot them," and we wasted no time. We went there, assessed the situation right there and then. Myself, I had to check the 2 of them first and attend to provide medical care to the first one that we needed.
Yeah.
But like I said, the 2 of them were exhausted, very, very tired.
Yeah, 4
what
hours.
What you do in this occasion, you just, all you do in this occasion, you check the one that is the worst one, then you attend to him, and it goes down the line, no?
I hate to say
it's a big relief for myself.
I hate to say it, but what would have happened if you didn't find them that night? What do you think would have happened?
I couldn't left the area. One, my first priority is to locate them and try find them. Coast Guard, we don't left the area. Once we are in the area, we don't left. If neither of catch us, it could have been worse. Because one in the area they were like water to their chest. And you know, at night, creatures comes out, so anything can happen. But yes, once night gets in place and everything, we don't leave the area. We make sure that we try our best. I cannot express it much, but I feel a great relief when we found them. You know, it could have, I don't know, it's hard to express what the sensation you feel within yourself. And calling BS and tell them we have found them. You know, even my superiors, I believe that they feel good about this mission. And although they are not on the ground, but when we do something, when the Coast Guard do something like this, we all feel good about it.
Yeah,
It could have been worse.
That's right. And in fact, we have Vice Commandant here with us, Captain Greg Sabaranis, who is here to talk about it from the department standpoint. Let me just start off by saying, you know, this is one of those stories that it's important to talk about the good that happened here.
Yes.
This was a very treacherous situation.
It was.
It could have gone, I mean, a complete different direction. And what your team was able to do, that patrol out at Hunting Key, is really inspiring.
Yes. As the Coast Guard, we're definitely proud of Chief Rivas and his team stationed out at Hunting Key. This was a situation where, as you rightly mentioned, could have been much worse given the conditions at the time. But it was a lot of coordination. Coordination between the Coast Guard Operations Center at our headquarters, the Chief Rivas and his team on the ground, and the Emergency Coordination Center in the US. So there was a lot of coordination that was taking place in the effort to locate these missing individuals.
Now, from your end, when you have your team out there, they locate the vessel, they've completed the 1 mile search, they're looking at the 5 mile search, which makes it a larger area, one boat, and 5 sets of eyes trying to find these people. You know the odds in a situation like that. What's the response like at the base when they say we spot them?
Okay, it's always a relief to get that report that one, you've either spotted the vessel or the individuals. In this case, the vessel was located first. One of the things that the team at the base or the headquarters will do at the operations center is that they'll continue to look at the coordinates, continue to do that calculation, because you have to calculate drift. Because of the current, the wind, and all those factors comes into play. So while the team is on the ground, and they will be given directions from the headquarters as relates to where to search, how far to search, based on the calculations that we would be doing at the headquarters. So that's how we do it. It's actually scientific, really. It's not just something where we're guessing and
you're not just a lookout into the wilderness.
No, that's not how it works. So there's actually a formula that is used, considering all those factors, to develop and identify your search area. And so you give them that initial search area based on where that vessel was located. And then you begin to calculate that drift in the water. So there's a lot that's going on at the headquarters, while concurrently there's much going on the ground as well.
Now, there's a bigger lesson here in talking about being safe while out at sea. The Coast Guard very often responds when someone has an issue with their boat or concerned about their safety. What are some of the things that we can advise the public that if you are heading out to sea, you know, whether it's having devices that can send an SOS to Miami for us, or just having added precautions to ensure safety?
Yes, so normally, especially during the Easter time, we would advise mariners of some safety measures and safety tips that can be adhered to for their own safety and protection. For example, ensure that you have proper life vests on board. Ensure that prior to your departure, that someone knows where you're going, what route you're going to be using. In the event that you experience engine problems, you perhaps may you may run out of fuel, that type of thing. we know your route, and we know where to search. It makes it easier for the Coast Guard. So one, have a route plan. Or we call it a float plan. Have a float plan, have a route plan. Ensure that a family member knows what the plan is. That in the event, like I said, if in the eventuality that some incident occurs, they can properly inform the Coast Guard of where you were going and the area you are in. Secondly, we always say to our mariners and fisher folks, ensure that you have some form of communication. Whether it's a telephone, whether it's a channel 16 radio, have some form of communication device. In this case, as you know, the device that these gentlemen had made a significant difference. It made an impact as relates to why we located them in the time that we did. So having that communication device is important. We, especially the local fisher folks who are always out at sea, we know that anything in the maritime space or maritime domain, it's an investment, a significant investment. It really costs. But you must invest in your safety as well. It's not just invest in your operating costs or in your operating equipment, but invest in your safety equipment as well. So we say to them, listen, ensure that there's some form of communication on board, and ensure that it is tested, it's working, it has batteries, that type of thing. Fire extinguishers, again, you never know. We've had incidents where you
See, I wouldn't think of that because you have all the water around
yes,
you, right?
Yeah, correct. But having that fire extinguisher on board is another safety equipment that is necessary and needed. Even a life ring. There are times when, like in this case, where the vessel submerges or somebody might fall overboard, you can throw them that life ring and pull them in. So all these safety equipments are vital and important when you go out at sea, because the weather can change quickly out there. So you must be prepared.
And even heeding some of the weather advisories.
Yes.
That's a key part when we talk about what type of advisories are out. Because I imagine there was a small craft caution out this weekend because I felt the wind here on inland.
Yes. We provided for our own patrols as well.
Yeah.
We call it a METRIP or meteorological report.
Yeah.
So you must know what the conditions are going to be. Yeah. And if you read and the Met Service provides these reports daily. So you read the report, and if that warning is given, then you stay put. Don't take the chance and go there in those weather conditions, because it can quickly turn on you. So all these things are important when you operate at sea.
And I imagine when you're actually, that information, of course, also influences the actual search and rescue operation as well, because the conditions will also make it more difficult or easy to locate people in situations like this.
Yes, and I'll tell you, a lot of times people don't understand how difficult it is to conduct these operations. Sometimes we say to people, it's not like on land, where the road remain constant. That paved road will always be a paved road. That cement road will always be a cement road. The sea state will not always be the same. And so there are times when the conditions may be favorable. There are times when the conditions are really not favorable. And we've conducted search and rescue operations where the risk was very high. But of course, we do our risk assessment as well. And we implement measures prior to our departure, prior to executing the mission, to mitigate those risks. There will always be risk. But we are going to respond after we've looked at the situation, we've looked at the risk, implement measures to mitigate those risks, and we go out there and we execute. Because by legislation, we are responsible for maritime search and rescue for the country of Belize. So it's a part of our mandate.
Yeah. So, I mean, how do you communicate to people the achievement here in this recent rescue?
Well, as you know, it's a social media era. So we use the social media platform. And we've been getting some good hits. I myself, I'm not a social media person, but I know Admiral Bennett, he keeps track of our Facebook page. But it's always good when the Coast Guard is recognized for the work that we do.
Yeah.
We don't always put what we do out there, but the work that the men and women do in the Coast Guard contributes greatly to the safety and security for the country of Belize.
Now, I think Chief Rivas mentioned that the initial assessment said that the health of the three gentlemen, outside of dehydration and exhaustion, that they were doing fine. Did you get an update as to how they're doing?
No. Usually, what would happen is that our operation team at the headquarters would follow through.
Yeah.
We have a small medical unit, and they would just follow through to ensure that everything is okay, and that the individuals are stabilized.
Yeah. They were very lucky.
They were.
4 hours hanging on to a reef?
Yes, especially in the conditions in the sea state. There's a lot that goes through your mind. I believe, if I can recall correctly, they saw the Coast Guard boat pass. The individuals saw the Coast Guard boat pass. And so can you imagine, you see the rescue boat in your area, and you're there clinging on to trying to survive, because you're definitely going to survival mode at that time.
Yeah.
But the team on the ground maintained communications with our headquarters. The individuals who were in the water kept sending where they were. Using
so it was a personal device?
Yes, right. That Garmin
yeah.
InReach device that they had. Really, that made a significant difference in this operations.
Yeah.
Because the initial coordinates that were sent, that's where we went to.
Where the vessel was.
Where the vessel was.
Yeah.
And then they relayed to the center in Miami. This is our new position. And so that was sent to the Coast Guard Operations Center, where we relayed that to the team on the ground.
Yeah.
And of course, once those coordinates are sent, we again establish a new search area and a new search pattern for the team on the ground.
I mean, they did quite a few things to really help their odds. Going to the reef one, where they would have breaks to stand at least. I know environmentally that's not an ideal situation, but in the matter of life and death, it does make a difference for them.
And it did. And we've had incidents in the past where the reef worked against individuals who were near to the reef, because those waves, if you are caught in the wave and it bangs you against the reef, it's a risk. It's a risk, but thank God it worked out in this particular situation, and we were able to effect a successful search and rescue.
Well, that kind of was kind of going to be my next question, because I was going to ask, if you are in an emergency situation like this, what is really, what are some of the wisest things to do? I mean, you're able to locate the boat, so should you stay near the boat? Should you find land? Or, if you're near, what, in that sort of a situation, what would be the best thing for the person caught up?
So I think there are several things that played into their hands here. One, they had a local with them who knew the area. But normally you'd want to stay with the vessel, because a vessel can be spotted easily, more easily than a human can in the water. It's very difficult to spot a human even from the air in the water, especially if you don't have on a life jacket. It's extremely difficult. And so our guys being able to look out and see where these people were was really nothing short of an amazing. But I believe the local that they had along with them made that decision and say, you know what, the safest place for us to be is there. Because just beyond that, it's deep. It's the open blues. And if you get caught in that current, it is going to take you out. It will take you out into that blue. So they made a good decision there in going to that particular location, where they were able to to basically hold on and not continue to drift.
Yeah.
You know, so that helped tremendously with this particular.
And even that they
incident.
stayed together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, it's very difficult for you to stay together in those sea state in water. It's challenging. So you need someone who will keep everybody together, keep everyone calm, because we've been in those situations before, and I can tell you it's not easy. So you need to remain calm. The key is not to panic. Remain calm and continue to believe that help is on the way.
And while I do think it's very important that responsibly we say that you ensure that life vests are being worn when you're out at sea.
Yes.
Or at the very least close to you as possible.
Yes, within hand reach.
Yeah.
You know, and so, like I said, as the Belize Coast Guard, we do have that mandate. It's part of our legislative mandate. It's a part of our legislative responsibility, and not only to conduct maritime search and rescue, but there are also international conventions that Belize as a country is a signatory to. For example, SOLAS, Safety of Life at Sea.
Yeah.
So and so we because we are signatory to that convention and other maritime conventions, we do have a responsibility as the Belize Coast Guard to ensure that we enforce all those maritime laws and regulations out at sea.
All right. Well, we wanted to hear the story firsthand. Chief Rivas, thank you so much for joining us from Hunting Key. The internet held up, right?
Yes, Mom. Thank you very much. It's held up.
We just wanted to say kudos to you and your team on this amazing rescue.
Thank
I know
you
it
very
was
much.
a collaborated
Yes.
effort, but great job.
Well done, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
You drink apparatus.
Ay.
You drink apparatus,
You know.
Chief.
Ready all the time, sir.
Ready for anything. Well done, Chief. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well, ready for anything and all the time ready, so.
All right. Thank you both for joining us, for sharing the behind-the-scenes story of this rescue. It definitely is something that you should be proud of and gives us a happy ending to be able to report.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And with that, we are going to be taking a very short break, and when we come back, we are going to be shifting gears and speaking with representatives from the Belize City Council. So please stay tuned, and we'll be right back after the break.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere. Satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
This May will be amazing at Benny's. Get amazing deals and great gifts from Mom. We have Pyrex Bakeware, Chicago Cutlery Knife Sets, Corningware, Snapware, and the elegant yet durable Coral Dinnerware Sets at amazing prices. Check out our impressive line of Sankey appliances and much, much more. Take advantage of these amazing deals all May long, only at Benny's, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
Digifans, the 2022 Belize Telephone Directory is now available. Pick up your free copy at any Digistore and ENR branches countrywide. Check out our cellular, residential, and yellow page listings. It's the most complete guide in Belize. You can also access the directory on the go by downloading the free Find Yellow mobile app from the Google Play and Apple Store. For more info, log on to www.findyellow.com. The 2022 Belize Telephone Directory. Get your copy today.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
And we're back. And if you're joining us right now, we're getting our second conversation for the morning started. And as we mentioned before the break, we're shifting gears. And we are joined by representatives from the Belize City Council. And we're going to be talking about some of the online services that you can access, specifically at the traffic department. And joining us to talk all about this, we have with us Mr. Albert Vaughn, who is a councillor responsible for traffic with the Belize City Council, as well as Ian Blake, who is the traffic administrative manager with the council. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate the opportunity. And we're talking about some online services that the council offers. I know a lot of people traditionally, one thing that they don't like to do is wait in lines.
That's right.
So tell us about, give us a quick overview again of some of the services you can access online.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. If you allowed me, ever since being appointed the councillor for traffic, we have been trying to better our service, and this is particularly one of them. No, if you notice, we have moved to Marian Jones from Johnson Street, which is much more comfortable for people. But the problem we are having is that people wait until the end of the month to do their license transaction for their vehicle. And I could understand they may not trust the system. They believe as though they may lose some months if they go earlier than the month. And so that is why we are doing this media wrong. I have with me Mr. Blake, and Mr. Blake could expand upon that. What are the process we have?
Yeah. So this is one of the online services that's offered by the traffic department, but you could also do your driver's license too.
Of course you can.
Yeah. And you don't even have to go in. It can be mailed to you.
You don't have to go in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. But what's been the uptake of online services? Are people still skeptical and prefer to do it in person?
Yes. As the councillor said, some of them are skeptical due to the fact that they believe they will be losing something. But actually, if we're in May right now, right? And if your vehicle is being expires in the ending of May, let us say, because it expires on the month, ending of the month, you don't have to wait until the ending of May to come in and renew your license. You come in anytime during the month of May. It will be
but you know what the fare is, right? That then you start my cycle then, and I paid for a month that I didn't use.
Yes.
Is that what happens?
No, it will be the same year now. If you go after May, then it will start on June.
Okay.
Right? And like that, but some people fear that if you go in the same May, you will lose that. No, it will be the same. Right? We have a notice that comes out every week through our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page informing the public. Don't skip the lines. Skip the lines, sorry. And that we have two two payment methods, right? We have for the driver's license, and we also have for the vehicle license renewal, right? Renewal, not first issue. Okay. The vehicle license, the first thing you need to do is to go over at the Marian Jones and get your vehicle inspected, of course. Right?
That was the first question I had.
Yes,
Did you renew without inspect?
Yes. You have to get your vehicle inspected. You take your certificate, as you usually do, and your policy, insurance policy. And whenever you get that sheet, you take a picture, and we have a WhatsApp number that you can use, 638-2305. It's on the notice. You will submit to that number. We have a contact person that receives it and guides you through the steps, right? It's a third-party transfer that you do, right? It's not in our web portal as yet. We're working on that for the vehicle license. You take a picture, you call the person, you get in touch with them, tell them what period you want to license it. Of course, it can be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, up to a year, or 2 years, right? 2, 3 years. You decide, and then the process is easy. Right? The main thing is to get in contact with the person we have there in the traffic department with that number, 638-2305. If you do it today, by tomorrow, the next working day, you can have it. You can ask for delivery. You pay an extra $10 to have it delivered within city limits, no? Of course, Belize city limits.
Do you find people using the process, or is it still okay?
Yes, yes, they're using it.
Well, that is one of the reasons we are here, because although many people are using it, there's still a lot of people who goes to the office and the lines are so long, you know, and so that's what we are trying to say. You don't have to come in. Let's get this thing online, or you come in earlier to do the transaction.
So you have to go for the inspection, though. That part is.
That's right. And whenever you send a confirmation of your payment through WhatsApp, and we deliver the sticker to you, right? Then, upon delivery of the sticker, then you will give us the original inspection sheet for us to have.
I was going to ask about that, so nobody trick the system.
No, because we'll need that
to.
We'll need that original inspection sheet. So upon delivery, you just present that.
Now, the more convenient way, as you said, is to kind of get the payments aligned with the bank and whatnot. Those processes are being worked out?
Yes. Right now, the only one you can do through our web page that we have, the Belize City Council web page, is the driver's license renewal. Now, that you can go on our web page, and you click on online payment. When you click on online payment, it's going to send you to a site that says driver's license renewal. There you enter, you have your card information, you enter your card number, your birth date, and your issue date. Right, and then it will ask you, you have a little box that says terms and conditions. You click that and you submit. Upon doing that, all your information will pop up. Right? And then after that, right, you have another window at the bottom that will say driver's license renewal again, and that is for your email. Right? You click submit the email. Then when you click the email, you get an email message that says you look into your email. It will give you a code that you need to enter. Right? You get that email, you enter that code, you submit, and then another screen will pop up. Right? That the information that pops up is for you to say what period you want to renew your license. Right? You have 1 year, 2 years, 3 years.
That's driver's license.
That's driver's license we're talking about.
Driver's license renewal, not first issue. First issue you have to go in for that. Right? And then from then, you enter the other information. You click submit. Before all of that now, if you don't understand how it works, a screen pops up that tells you how it works. You click on that, and that will give you a whole guide and a rundown of what you need to do and the process is, no? And of course, some questions that you might ask. So all of that is available there. It's very straightforward.
How long does it take you to get the license?
Good question. The license, when you do it through the portal, 3 working days
Okay.
before we see it in our system.
Okay.
Right? But if you do the third-party transfer, right, it's from one day to the next.
Oh.
So you do the.
So if my license is expiring, my vehicle license is expiring end of this month, and I do this process today, I'd get it done in time.
Sure. Third-party transfer, you WhatsApp the same number, 638-2305, and the person will guide you, right? You send the information that you need. Of course, you have to get it inspected. The inspection sheet has a 7 days expiry date, no? So you have 7 days to work within, or else you have to get a new inspection sheet.
And you've moved most of your processes over to Marion Jones, including inspection?
No, I'm glad you brought it up because we have been getting a lot of complaints that, they have to move from Marion Jones back to Belchina Bridge. Right now, this year, the city administration and I, we are working on a program. We are trying to see if we can get them do the whole transaction over there. Because what people don't understand, Malene, is that when you go to these cashier, it is not only the money they are dealing with, it's also documentation. So it's a whole process. And so I don't think we have that process ready for Marion Jones. We are working on it. I would pray before the year done we get that through, because it would take a lot of take away the time to go back to Belchina Bridge, or as Mr. Blake has explained, go online. You can do that transaction right there. In fact, we are trying to get at Marion Jones. We are trying to get the paperwork finished. We are using now a new gadget, so that we don't have to get these paperwork, And so the people who are complaining and who have been putting comment on our posts, yes, we are hearing you, and we're working very hard at it. It's a tedious work because you have to look at security too.
Yeah.
Right. Although cash will not be, because we are trying to make,
online
do everything online, no, but there's a whole heap of other things that we have to look at, and we are working on that. By NFDI, we hope we have that started out.
To move the cashier system over there.
Yes, that you can do the whole transaction if you go over there.
Can I start the process and then do the online payment? Or it makes sense to just do the entire thing online?
If you start, you mean you come in?
Yeah.
And come into the office and then do the online payment? Yeah, you come in, you bring your paper, inspection sheet, and then you can do, of course, it will be from one day to the next.
Yeah.
Right? If you want it the same day, well, might as well you stay and complete the transaction, right? Yeah. But yes, you can leave you bring your paper, right, your inspection sheet with all the information we need, and then you can come back the next day to make payment, or you can pay online, right? But you could call the number and come and see us, or you can call the number 638-2305. We will guide you in every step of the way. All right. We also are looking, trying to communicate with the banks, trying to see how this e-cash system also will work, because that we will find that very convenient, but it's still a work in progress, no?
Yeah, yeah. And the inspection, is that at Marion Jones?
Yes, it's
okay. So you do inspection there?
It's more comfortable there than where it was on Johnson Street.
And yes, parking too is more accessible.
Yes, more accessible. Yes, it's excellent. Yeah.
So the idea is that you wanna cut down on the number of people who are spending time in line at the office at the traffic department. Is that the main reason why there tends to be long lines at traffic?
Yeah, as I mentioned, because they're not just a cashier services there. It's a process. Yeah. It's take a little bit of time, right? Yeah. And in particular, this time that we're just coming out of the COVID time, and we try not to get people. And to be truthful, it's embarrassing for the council to see these long lines in sun hot, long lines in the rain, and so we have to provide better service. And so this is one of the areas we are looking at. We took this week and we said we are going to put it out there, so people can know. You have people like myself and also savvy with all of this thing, but come in early.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait until the end of the month to get your vehicle processed, no? Come in early, get those things early. You won't lose anything. That is the message we are trying to send out there.
So if I renew last day of May, it is the same thing as renewing the 1st of May.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the renewal is for the month.
Yes.
It's not for the date. It's by month.
It's just that the 30th of May is the last day you have to go in to get it.
But people believe that if they go before the ending of May, they will lose, and that is not so. If you go on the 1st of June, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
But if you go the end of May, you're going through all these inconveniences. You're going to take these long lines. It's fatigue. It's because the cashier they're dealing with your money, but there is a whole documentation process that happened behind there, and so it's not moving like credit union, no. It's moving very slow, no. And then you see people out there in the sun, or right now it's raining. People will be out there in the rain. That's what we're trying to discourage. We are saying, listen, come in earlier, or you take the online process.
Yes, and delivery is within city limits, of course.
And have you gotten feedback from people who use the online service about that it works for them pretty well?
Yes, I have several that called back and said yes, and in fact they started to do both the vehicle and the driver's license, right, and renewal, of course. And so yes, we have had feedback.
Well, I can vouch for the driver's license.
I've done that online. I've done driver's license online. You're not going to get me back in there. I'll use that old-time picture for as long as possible.
And that go for the people in the diaspora as well.
Yeah.
Is that they don't have to send somebody there, and everything can be online.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have any issues, as I said, you call that number, and we will guide you throughout the way,
What's the timeline for getting the system linked to your portal? Right now, what you're doing an online service, but you're doing it separate from your portal. Are you working to integrate it so I could go to Belize City Council and fill out the forms the same way I can do for my driver's license renewal?
Right now, as I said, the vehicle license is only third-party transfer. You just transfer it to our account. We have two accounts, the Belize Bank and the Atlantic Bank.
Yeah.
The Belize Bank is 2330 610101 225, and the Atlantic Bank is 100 225 187. Okay. We work with that every day.
I hope that's online, because I don't know anybody who can name out bank
we work with it every day. So
we also offer service to these businesses that have these large fleets of vehicles.
Okay.
That you don't have to come in. We have people that either go to your work site. You don't even have to go to Marian Jones. We have people that go to your place, do the inspection.
That is for companies that have huge fleets.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't make sense you carry your fleet to the Marian Jones, but then you can call us and then we can send an officer to make the inspection for you at the site.
Yeah.
So you're trying to make it more convenient for
That's
them.
right.
That's what you're trying to do.
That's right.
All right. So let's go through once again. If I need to get, let's say my vehicle license expires end of May. Today I'll go get my inspection, because that's the first step.
That's the first step.
Take my policy, my active insurance policy along with it, get it inspected, and get the form from the inspection unit.
Yes, you also carry your certificate.
Yeah, my certificate, yeah. So then I come back to my office, take a picture of that, WhatsApp you.
That's right.
And the process is started.
Yes. And if you want it delivered, you say you want it delivered, you give your address, your contact information, and then upon that you say, I want it renewed for whatever period you want, 3 months, 6 months, for a year. Then we'll tell you the price. The inspection sheet costs $10. So let us say if it's for the year, right? The year for a private vehicle, 3,001 to 5,000 is $200, right? That's for the year. The inspection sheet costs $10, and if you want it delivered, there's an extra 10, so that will be $220.
Okay. So then I'll deposit that into one of your bank accounts.
That's right.
Send you the receipt.
Confirmation of payment, and then you can prepare the delivery.
And then I just wait for it to be delivered here.
Well, upon delivery, we'll give you the sticker, right?
And
receipt.
I'll give you the original inspection
That's
form.
right.
So hold on to that.
That's right. Hold on to that.
Easy enough, and that would happen before the 30th, right?
That's right. Now, if you go on the portal now, a reminder that it takes 3 working days, because we have to, the bank and our programmers have to reconcile. So by the time we get that, it will have to be 3 working days before we see it in our system.
That's for the driver's license.
That's for the driver's license. That's right.
All right. So anything else you'd...
But you can also use, if you don't want to use the portal for your driver's license, you can also do the third-party transfer.
The
so
same
from
way?
the same way from one day to the next. It's whatever you choose.
Now, any other online services that you're looking to roll out soon?
Well, I don't want to get myself in that trouble. I want to stay in traffic. Yes, of course.
Parking tickets? Not that I get those, right?
Yeah, I think there are more services.
Yes, we have some people with traffic violation, but I must. You can do the third-party transfer with the traffic violation. Take a picture of the ticket. Yeah. But mind you, sometimes it would be better if you get in contact with us 638-2305 before you make payment for your traffic violation. So we have all the necessary information from you, because sometimes the tickets are not readable. Right? So it's very difficult to reconcile. So call us and say you want to pay for your ticket. Of course, the tickets, you have a 15-day grace period. After the 15 days, you have a $5 per day penalty charge. Yeah. And after 30 days, well, then it goes to the municipal court. So cannot do nothing. That's a different process.
Yeah. Right? All right. So we're looking to get more online services available. That's always appreciated.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. And how are things going with your parking meters?
Yeah, it's a one-year project, and so from time to time we're looking at little tweets and there, but it's going good. There are two culture. Albert Street have a different culture from BTL Park. That means Albert Street is far more busier during the daytime, no? Yeah. And people are using it. We're getting very positive response. It's kind of still slow. Yeah. But in the busy period time, we see it has been used a lot, right? Yeah. And so that has been going good. And as I say, it's a one-year project, so I think we're having a meeting next week or so. We're looking at, the weakness. We're looking at comments coming back to us and see how we can.
Where do people get the cards to pay for the ticket, to pay for the parking meter?
There are attendants right out there. Okay. So you drive out at both areas. They have the attendant out there that sells you the card. Okay. In fact, I just and once you buy a card, that card is for you until. So all you do, you just top it up. So I top up mine yesterday again.
We have cards available also on the traffic department, the cashier, and the city hall.
City hall as well. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that is going quite well.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in. We want to hear more about what tweaks you're going to be doing or your assessment with the parking meters, but I still wanted to ask how it's going.
That's no problem.
Of course, this is a great opportunity for people to know you don't have to stand in line at traffic. You can renew the driver's license and your vehicle license online.
If you allowed me, because I like to do this, no? I like to just say thanks to my manager and this team who have been doing a human job over there. We are trying to get that place better now. Yeah. And so, easy. And so I have to congratulate the manager, Mr. Blake, and his professional team over there. We are working on everything to make the service far better than what it was before.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming in and for breaking it down for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break.
Yep, and when we come back, we are going to be getting an update from the University of Belize, and they're going to be talking all about their mini fair, so please stay tuned.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Galenia Hospital, located in Cancun, Mexico's premier tourism destination, is a state-of-the-art healthcare facility that provides highly specialized medical services. We are Quintana Roo's biggest private hospital with board-certified doctors and staff. Some of our services include cath lab, adult intensive care unit, neonatal intensive care unit, emergency rooms, operating theaters, ambulance services, and more. We are a medically accredited hospital by JCI, Accreditation Canada International, and General Health Council, providing extraordinary care in every specialty, from our cardiology department to our neurology center. We are focused on treating the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. Contact us at medicaltourism@hospitalgalenia.com or visit our website at www.hospitalgalenia.com. Come to Galenia Hospital in Cancun for a truly personal medical care experience.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marion Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
And we're back, and we're moving into our final conversation for today, where we get the details of the upcoming University of Belize Student Government Mini Fair. And we have two representatives of the student government here with us. We have Jocelyn Alvarez, who is the president, and we have Janelle Flowers, who's the general, right?
Vice President.
Vice President. Thank you so much. Well, we welcome you to the show, and we want to hear all the details about it.
Yeah, so the fair is this Friday, May 27th, starting at 4 p.m. It will be located at the ITVET compound, which is pretty much close by on Freetown Road,
Yeah.
Belize City. I need to make emphasis on that because we have viewers and we have supporters from all over the country. So it's in Belize City on Freetown Road. So the fair will pretty much incorporate booth from the University of Belize as well. We'll also have one from ITVET who will be pretty much showcasing their work and what they have to offer. And also we have games, which Janelle could talk a little bit more about.
Yeah, we're gonna have tombola. We know kids like tombola, so if they see they're gonna win one prize, they're gonna come back. And yeah, so we wanted to incorporate the kids and everyone in this fair.
Right, and we're also having mechanical bull. Where what we want to do is like a mechanical bull competition, the riding competition. Yeah, so we're like inviting the public, you know, kind of like the best rider wins like a prize.
So who lasts the longest,
Yeah,
in other words.
right, yes. Yeah, and last but not least, we're also going to have a dance. That's for junior college students with an entry fee of $5, and we're also doing like a little promotion kind of thing, like come in groups of 5 and you pay $3, right? Yeah.
So the mini fair, is it a fundraising event for the student government?
It's pretty much for University of Belize students, but we're also opening it up to the public.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a fundraising, but just to have a social event for our students, and of course that will bring some profit onto our end. So that profit that we gain will be put back to the student government's account.
Yeah. So why did you decide on the idea of a mini fair?
Well, actually, it was brought to our attention by students that they wanted a fair and they wanted a university experience, because for the past 2 years we have been under the pandemic, and what a way to end off the semester by having a fair for our students.
That's one of the questions on my mind. As a student government, the responsibilities you have to the students, it relies a lot on in-person interaction. What's it been like, even earning the post in student government in this online era, and also being a good representative for the students?
Yeah, I think since COVID happened, everything went virtual, and it was kind of hard getting students to participate, getting them to hear about us. Like any student, we sometimes don't check our emails, so it's kind of hard getting that much participation. But every time we host an event, we try to make them aware that we have all these things open for you, right? We're doing this for them, and we're also an advocate for them. Aside from just the activities, we advocate for them. For instance, if there is some sort of issue that arises, our job is to pretty much advocate for them, take stuff to the board, and see how we could make things better for them. Yeah.
All right. And what year are you both?
Well, I'm a third year. See, I even had to think a little about
so
that.
You've done 2 years online. You did 1 year with regular classes.
Well, actually, because I venture into, I'm focusing on social work at the moment. At my previous junior college, Muffles Junior College in Orange Walk, I did 2 years. And so all my credits got transferred. So I actually only did 1 year. It's 4 years to complete your social work degree to get my bachelor's. And so technically I've only done 1, but because of my credits that got transferred, I'm a third year student. So only 1 more year left for me. Yeah.
Well, in my case, I did 3 years. I started my associates at UB, and now I'm doing my bachelor's in business administration with marketing.
Okay.
So I'm a third year student.
Yeah. And I'm imagining that face-to-face classes are resuming soon. What's the student body saying? And do you try to take a pulse to see what they want versus what the administration is planning for?
Well, that's a good question because, you know, like there's always some students who want this and some student who wants that.
It's basically a mix.
Yes, some students.
So some want to stay online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some.
Nothing better than doing school in your pajamas, right?
Right.
Well, so far from the feedback I have gotten, it's mostly the working students who prefer staying online.
Yeah.
And those who just entered from high school, they would prefer to go straight into face-to-face classes.
Right. Yeah, and also some students who are very sociable and they've been locked up for 2 years. So they want that opportunity to meet new students and, you know, get to see who their classmates are like face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're giving them part of that opportunity with your fair this weekend.
Right.
How are you ensuring, I know COVID is still a safety protocol, all must be considered. So what's the protocols in place for the event?
Yes, so we haven't really settled on like the people who attend the fair to like make it mandatory that they wear a mask. I mean, we, you know, we try to encourage them to come at their own safety. But for us, who will be the vendors, who will be managing the booths, we'll be wearing our mask and we'll also be sanitizing everyone that enters the fair.
Yeah, but we do advise our fellow participants to wear their masks, be cautious, and keep social distance at bay, you know.
Right, yeah.
So other people can, of course, they can also attend the event. So you could take your family, even if you're not going to UB or whatnot, I can take the kids to go and see the rides and to get some of the food at the stalls.
Right, yeah.
What was planning the event like with, I imagine it was like a collaborative effort between you yourselves and others.
Yeah, maybe Janelle could share that experience.
Well, we look at it as a teamwork. Everyone contributes to bring one big successful event, and that's how we usually plan our events. We incorporate everyone and everyone do their part and to result in a successful event.
And how long has it been in the process?
Yeah, so every semester we have a semester planning retreat. So we had a planning retreat like 3 months ago. So we were really excited to plan this this event because, again, like Janelle had mentioned, students have been saying that they want to fair, they want to meet their fellow classmates, and so what we did, we met and we, you know, decided that okay, this is what we're gonna do, and it was really interactive. We had some of our members like, no, we shouldn't do that, but it was all constructive. It was really good. It was productive. And then, you know, within those 3 months, we were working, like reaching out to vendors, reaching out to people who will be contributing to this event.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think the last time I saw a fair. It feels like such a long time ago. But it is open air, and it's a very spacious venue that you're using as well. So even in terms of safety, that does help.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And last but not least, I must mention that you know, the event will incorporate security as well. We have police officers who will be there because a lot of people. I mean, in these times, things are, you know, maybe out of control, and so, you know, we're just like letting everyone know that for this event, we have police officers who will be patrolling just to make sure that there is safety within the fair and everything is under control.
All right, and then the dance starts. It's going to be at the same venue?
At the same venue.
Okay, what time does the dance start?
At 8 o'clock.
Yes,
At
it starts
8 o'clock. All right. The entrance for the fair?
$3.
All right. Adults and children?
Adults and children. So technically we're not charging for children.
Yeah.
So it's only for adults. Yeah.
All right. And it takes place this Saturday?
This Friday.
This Friday.
Yes.
Starting at?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. All right, ladies. Well, thank you for coming in and telling us all about it. Anything else you'd like for our viewers to know about the fair?
Well, honestly, we invite everybody to this fair, and you know, just come out, bring out your family, bring your friends, bring your classmate, and, you know, just come and have some fun and, you know, get to meet new people.
Yeah, we welcome everyone.
All right.
Right.
Well, thank you both for coming in and telling us all about it.
Thank you for having us.
All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break. And when we come back, Gavin, you'll tell us what's trending?
Yep, of course.
All right. So that's coming up in a few. Stay tuned.
Hola usuario de eCash, la aplicación eCash está disponible en español. Cambiar el idioma de tu aplicación de eCash de inglés a español es rápido y sencillo. Déjame mostrarte cómo se hace. Primero, abre tu aplicación eCash. Introduce tu PIN. Toca el icono More en la parte inferior de tu pantalla. Selecciona Security. Selecciona Language. Y luego selecciona Spanish. Vuelve a introducir tu PIN y ya está. Tu aplicación de eCash está ahora en español y puedes seguir disfrutando de tu cartera digital eCash. La aplicación eCash de Belize Bank te hace la vida más fácil.
Messi! Off goal! What a goal from Leo Messi! What an incredible strike from Leo Messi! Neymar and Messi is standing over this. Messi! Off goal! What a goal from Leo
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's daily obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
And we are back. And if you're joining us right now, we are just about to wrap up our show, but because it is Tuesday, it is Trending Talks, and that is when I give you a little bit of a rundown of what has been trending on social media over the past few days. And there's a lot to talk about this week, a lot in celebrity news. The first thing which people were talking a lot about on social media, and if you're seeing the pictures all over Instagram, on Twitter, is that Kourtney Kardashian recently got married to Travis Barker this weekend in Italy. And their relationship has been making headlines for a very long time, as is usual for basically all of the Kardashians. And this one was no different. And of course, the wedding pictures went viral all over the weekend. There seems to have been a theme. And there we can see the bride, Kourtney, with her mom, Kris Jenner. Pictures of the other members of the famous family were also circulating, as they usually do for their fashion. So there we see Kim Kardashian with her daughter North. Black and white seems to be a theme, and there's a lot of religious imagery. And of course, that was just a very big trend all over the weekend. And there's another sister, Khloe, getting my Kardashians confused. Of course, that was making a lot of news, a lot of headlines. Of course, they have a very high-profile relationship. Travis Barker, who was formerly in the rock band Blink-182, and of course, we do wish them well. But that was one of the trends. I was seeing pictures everywhere, and of course, all of the photos shared by all members of the Kardashians on their various Instagrams got millions of likes. So that was the first trend that I wanted to talk about. Similarly, keeping it along fashion news, one of the big recent trends was the collaboration between the high fashion house of Balenciaga, which is a very high fashion Spanish high fashion house, and they recently did a collaboration with the sportswear brand Adidas, and their runway show was over the weekend, and it made lots of headlines, not just because of the collaboration, but also because of the interesting way that the models were dressed. Every single model was wearing a leather face mask for the entire show. So that, of course, was a big trend, and you can see it looks kind of spooky to me. But you can see the mix of the classic Adidas-looking pieces with your tracksuits and the jumpsuits, along with some of the more high-fashion pieces. Balenciaga in recent years, of course, has been making a lot of news with some really interesting fashion choices, because they take very out of the very mundane, ordinary things and stick their brand on it, and suddenly, you see huge price tags along with very normal things, things that look like regular plastic shopping bags costing $2,000-3,000 US dollars. But of course, this was a really interesting one, and it was trending. People were also making fun of this a little bit with the face mask. And of course, people were saying that this could also be a commentary on on COVID and COVID fatigue after 2 years, everybody having to have their face covered. I know this one's taking that idea a bit further by having the whole thing covered right as we open right back up. But we saw lots of pictures about this circulating all over the internet, so I wanted to talk about that one a little bit. Now, turning into more local news, we spoke early in the beginning of our show about the Belize International Music and Food Festival, which was announced by the Belize Tourism Board yesterday morning. And I just wanted to mention that again, because locally that was a huge trend, not only because we are getting to see a lot of our own Belizean artists highlighted as a big part of the festival, but also because of the collaboration with international artists. And as you can see from the picture that's on the screen right now, one of the headlining offices is the Jamaican artist Coffee. And she's been, of course, making waves for the past few years and had several international hits as well as a Grammy. And she's going to be here in July performing along with some other international and local artists for the festival, which is going to be taking place in San Pedro. So in the weeks that are going to be coming up to the festival, we'll keep you updated for sure. But because it was just announced yesterday, it was a trend that we had to talk about here. Couldn't ignore it, and it's of course very, very exciting news for people both in the local food and music industry. So that was super exciting news, and we're going to keep you posted on that one. Keeping it Caribbean, we also saw a very big news coming out of Barbados, and that is that their Prime Minister, we all know her, we all love her, Prime Minister Mia Mottley made the cover and was named for Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential People. That is an annual list. It's put out every single year, and Prime Minister Mottley is being recognized in particular for her contributions towards the global effort to mitigate climate change and all of the efforts that she has been doing. She's been one of the forefront faces on this at this movement, as you can see, going back not only to some of the comments that she made at COP26, but also when she was here and also at other international events. Prime Minister Mottley has been very high profile, and of course this announcement just adds to sort of the big figure that she is, not only in the Caribbean but now also internationally. So this was trending again all over social media. I know I saw it a lot on Twitter, being shared everywhere, also on Facebook by people all over the Caribbean, not only in Barbados. So of course this is a great achievement for Prime Minister Mottley, and of course we are also happy to see some success from somebody in our own region. And finally, just before we close off, in another very famous person from Barbados also had some good news. And last week, Rihanna did have her baby. So A$AP Rocky and Rihanna did welcome a new baby boy last week. We don't have news on the name yet, but we do know that he was born last week in the US, and the baby seems to be doing well. So that is just one final thing. And of course, everybody's anxious to know the name, and everybody wants to see pictures as well. But for now, we just want to wish everybody, both the couple and the newborn, well. It's great news, and of course, I'm sure everybody's going to be following what Rihanna and her son wears in terms of fashion and stuff, because as we've seen, that was a big part, I should say, of her pregnancy. So that was just a rundown of some of the trending topics for this week. A lot happened.
And I'm really interested to see if she's going to follow through on whether or not she's going to raise her baby in Barbados.
Oh yeah, that's going to be an interesting
That's one of the things that she said consistently that she does in fact want to do, because she wants to have her baby grow up outside of all the spotlight that she gets.
I know, right? I could imagine that that would be...
And the island boy.
Yep.
All right, but that's it for us today. We want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Gavin, for letting us know what's trending.
Yeah, there was a lot this week. So.
All right, and with that, remember, if you would like to contact us, send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ.
And on Instagram at OIE Belize.
And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
Start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your heart
open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.